Hi everybody, welcome back to Bobby's Bees, and today we're going to go over how we build our hive tops. Here we go. We are Michigan Backyard Beekeepers, and if that interests you, be sure to click subscribe and the bell so you get our videos when they come out. We share everything that we do in order to get these bees to overwinter our harsh Michigan winters. We got 4 roosters that just won't shut up. Okay, so what do you need? You need some 1/2-inch plywood or even OSB. We don't have to worry about it getting weathered because we're gonna have aluminum sheeting over it. We'll need a 1x6 or even a 1x4. You wanna rip it right down the middle. Now, if you don't have access to a table saw, you can walk into Home Depot or Lowe's and get common board, which is a couple inches by 3/4 of an inch. You'll also need aluminum sheeting, which you can buy there, or you can use our link down in the description. It doesn't cost anything to use that link. So if you click that little triangle in the corner, it'll show all the products and all the links. Thank you so much for doing that. Hive tops are really simple. We're gonna walk you right through it. We'll take you to the other day when we had all the stuff out on our deck and we built it right in front of the camera. Here we go. So the top isn't anything tough. It's just 1/2-inch plywood. You can even use OSB because you're gonna cover it with the aluminum sheeting. So all Langstroth hives are 16¼ inch wide by 20 inches long. So we're gonna make our boards 16¾ wide. And why we're gonna add on the extra 1/2 inch is because we need it to be able to slide on and off the Langstroth box, the dimensions. We don't want it to be really tough like a sleeve. Because plus a lot of people use inner covers with that upper entrance, that vent hole. And you want the bees to be able to access that. So just like with our long boards, we're gonna sandwich these boards between the hive. So we have to account for that 1.5 inches. Now, these boards are a 1x6 ripped in half. If you don't have access to a table saw, you can use common board. You really just need something around 3 inches wide. So the dimensions on the plywood, we're gonna measure it out right now for you, are 22 by 18¼ So that's 2 inches extra. Okay, so one cool way to get these going is this tool right here. It's a cool little tool. This is a cool little tool to make sure everything's nice and flat. And I used it a lot before I got my nail gun. And if you this is, you can adjust how deep you want the nail. I mean, it is just an awesome. And sometimes it may not nail it all the way in. You can just give it a little tap. It's just so fast. Push them down so everything's nice and flat. Normally you don't have to actually double tap them. I guess I'd have to on this one. Okay. Then we take our plywood. Well, I really whipped this out quick. I mean, could have made some better cuts. And we'll is this gun slick or what? So what I do is I put the top right down on the aluminum sheeting. I square everything up to have the same dimensions, and then I just mark it with a permanent marker. And then I actually slide it over to double, because I want that on the other side. I'm just gonna mark right here. And I'm gonna make my cut right here. But we'll know this is where I really want to be. Take my tin snips. Okay, so really all I do is I make sure everything's square, that looks right, I slide it back off, and this is the easy part. I just take it and I bend it in the general area of where that line is. I mean, I really don't try to get too precise about it because, you know, it doesn't have to be perfect. The bees don't care if the top isn't straight. You just want it to fit over the top of that framing. Tight enough where you can put a staple in it, because that's what we're going to use. We're going to use 1/2-inch staples, and you want it to be tight on that frame. So then once you do that side, you actually bend that back down, and now we're going to bend this side. This is a little bit tougher because usually on this dimension I pick this roll because the dimensions are almost exactly what you want, and it's one less cut you have to make. I mean, I think that's pretty easy. I don't know, maybe I've did it too many times where, and then you're gonna want to, we'll do the next step in a sec. But yeah, I just use my thumbs and I pinch it over, or use my index fingertips, kind of bend that back down so I can get this bent over. And that's that. I mean, pretty neat. You don't need a metal bender or any of that. Okay, so now that's pretty, it looks just like a pan. So now we'll take our top, we'll put it right in there. We're gonna have to bend some of these back because it did such a good job. All right, so now it's laying in there. Okay, we're almost home. So now what we want to do is we want to take the corners and we kind of want to bend them together like that. And that's where these channel locks, you want to be careful to not bend it too tight right here, because that aluminum's thin, you'll cut right through that sheeting. Just like that, you're just pinching it together. And if you do cut through that sheeting, it's not the end of the world. It's not like your top isn't gonna last 10 years. It'll still last a long, long time, probably 2 decades. Who knows, maybe even more. Maybe it'll last the life of your apiary. And then you just bend it over. Once you get them, you just bend them over like that. You can even use a little rubber mallet. Or you can even use a real hammer, like this. And I kind of bend them over. You can tell which side it's gonna favor. You don't want to bend against, go with what it wants to go with. So I mean, I could try to bend it that way, but it seems like it wants to bend that way. It's just gonna be for a tighter fit. And then now, all we need to do is staple her down. I mean, other than that, she looks pretty good. So let's get stapling. just gonna push it down like this. Oh, I missed it. A little higher. Oh, I almost missed it again. Feels like it's about to rain again. And these half-inch staples, I mean, they do the trick. I'm having trouble. Oh, am I out of staples? Yes. There's a full roll. I'd like to staple down. There we go. This too. Okay. And that. It's ugly though. I should have did a prettier top for the. I should have did a prettier top for the YouTube video. But that's our top.
You and me were meant to be.